How have people not approached you with the intention of asking you out?
I think that intimacy has become so accessible. It's very convenient to get it whenever they want it, and then also makes people too scared to commit to it. Do you know what I mean? Like they're too intimidated by intimacy, and they also have access to it at their convenience, which keeps them away from ever forming a real equation with anyone. Did that make sense?
Yeah, you said something very deep. Have you watched Soul?
Yes.
That's probably number one on the list. I'm very chill with my own brain. I'm
Okay.
not chill with my soul.
Oh wow, that's a statement. I feel like that's a bumper sticker, like a Tumblr quote that like these emo girls who just broke up with their boyfriend would put on like their BBM
That's
display
me.
picture.
That's me. Here's the thing with the Indian film industry. It's rapidly changing. What it was pre-pandemic is not what it is today, post-pandemic. Everything from the way films are made to the way they're financed to the way they're received by audiences is changing. So what happens to the upcoming stars? What happens to the upcoming artists? What happens to beautiful people like Janhvi Kapoor? Often they don't get a chance to really talk their heart out. Often they don't get to express themselves on public forums because they're always asked about the same things on repetitive interview format style shows. And that's where podcasts and the magic of podcasts come into play. Janhvi Kapoor opened up like never before in today's episode. For more episodes like this, follow us on Spotify. We're Spotify exclusive, which means that every episode's available on Spotify 48 hours before it's available anywhere else in the world. This is Janhvi Kapoor opening up for the first time in front of the whole world on the internet. And she is on the Ranveer show. One of the cutest conversations of the year. Check it out. It's a beautiful Sunday. We got the beautiful JK Janhvi Kapoor in the house.
That was an energy switch up. We went from like jazz music and speaking in baritones to like JK.
What's up, JK?
I don't know. I'm having fun. This is actually the most fun I've had in a long time, and we haven't even started yet, so I'm excited.
On what basis are you having fun though?
I don't know. I think the jazz music did it for me. And your view and just your general purist approach to something that's been so commercialized.
I'd love to know more about this purist approach to something that's been commercialized.
I mean, hasn't it been like
what's the it?
It as in
The world of content?
the world of content, the accessibility to relevance, and the accessibility to like being someone who has a voice on the internet, who can reach out to people, being an influencer or a YouTuber or content creator, and all of a sudden I feel like all of these terms seem impersonal, but you have such a personal approach to it, which I think was very refreshing.
Okay, what I do want to say about you is that no one will know your true vibe until they meet you in person.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you think my vibe was before you met me in person?
I'll tell you at the end of this conversation.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Right now, I have a question for you.
Okay.
How's life going?
Life is going.
Life is going.
Life is going good.
Okay.
I had a brief moment when I was at the lift on my way up to your apartment that I don't have anything to get like antsy in my pantsy about. And I've never felt like that in a really long time. And sometimes I almost look for reason to feel like that because it's a weird kind of comfort to have something to fixate on. Like, okay, I have this to like break my head over. But I don't have anything to break my head over.
Okay, fair.
How
What-
do you feel in life right now?
Strangely enough, I would replicate exactly what you just said
Really?
and copy paste it onto my recent existence.
Well, touch wood. Good for you.
Touch word, man. Though I told you I'll tell you something about you at the end of the conversation, I do want to say something right now as
Okay.
well. You have more depth than I thought that you did before meeting you. And I know that's slightly offensive for
No,
sure.
not at all.
But there's a lot of thoughts in there. Like based on even the conversation we had outside, I'm telling you about the special forces, the para SF, and you're genuinely listening. And we don't see too many media folks interested in the world outside of their own media world.
Right.
Do you read books? Like, where's all this knowledge and these perspectives coming from, JK?
I'm a curious person and I love reading, I love traveling, and I love people.
Okay.
I think people and like humans, they're a walking, talking encyclopedia of their own experiences, and they've their own film, they're the protagonist of their own movie, of their own book, of their own novel, and I just love conversing with people that I think have something to say, and I actually love listening to people speak about things that they're passionate about, things that make them feel something, and you seem like a feeler in a very
creepy way.
I didn't realize what it was.
I'm so offended, JK.
No, but that's not what I meant. You know what I mean?
What you're saying. I got what you're saying. I think the other way to describe that is empath.
An empath, yes. I've been told I'm an empath as well.
Yes. you're an empath.
Really?
See, that's another bit that I wanted to tell you at the end, but you're just bringing it all out of me, JK.
Yeah, I don't have much patience. But no, I just think that, I think also the actor in me likes to hear people, I don't know, their eyes light up in a different way. And I don't think you noticed when you were speaking about, meeting of these monks and all of the things that they told you, you kind of like looked away, and I could see you kind of like leave the room a bit, which was I just enjoy those kind of interactions.
You know why?
Why?
Because I genuinely have these thoughts of just leaving all this, shaving my eyebrows, shaving my head, and becoming a monk.
What have your eyebrows and hair done to you? I just want to know, like, become this empath, go on a sannyas, but let your eyebrows be. You've got great eyebrows. I don't understand the problem.
So do you.
Thank you.
Dude, you're a very... Now I'm purely talking about your looks. We spoke about your mind and your soul enough.
Okay.
You're like a very attractive person. And of course it helps you in your acting career. And you've got this whole like artsy, mysterious, brooding, attractive vibe. But I also feel...
Nose is getting sweaty all of a sudden.
No, don't worry. That's it's genuinely what the world is thinking about you, Janhvi Kapoor. But on the other side, you eat 5 bowls of Nutella ice cream. So you're also this person. I like the variety, and I think that's what people are liking about you as a brand. Do you have to say anything about that?
I didn't know they were liking anything about me as a brand, because I've been told so many times before to think about this term, me as a brand. And I just can't get myself to think like that. And I've been told it's one of my shortcomings as someone in this profession. Because so many people have told me that you need to give the audiences something simple to identify with. Are you the girl that wears the salwar kameez and goes to the temples? Are you the girl that wears like skimpy clothes outside the gym? Are you the ditzy girl that says inappropriate things in interviews? Are you someone who cares about their craft and like dislocates both her shoulders prepping for a role? Like which one are you? And I'm all of these things.
That's the strength, man. I think people want authenticity in today's day and age.
But are they ready for it?
Yeah. I mean, if you're ready to put authenticity out, which I believe you are.
I mean, I've been giving less and less of a late about what I'm putting out, and I think it's throwing people off a little bit. But I'm tired, I think, of taking the pressure of catering a certain image, and I just want to find out who I am for myself more than for others now, and it feels good.
Yeah, and I think your career is going to do that for you.
I feel
like any kind of art form helps you with self-discovery.
I think so. That's why I like what I do so much.
Yeah.
Did you feel like that? Did you have an epiphany ever of like, now I'm going to stop giving a shit and I'm going to do me for me?
Yeah, probably after COVID,
Really? Yes, yeah. I think that's what's happened. The pandemic has like sped up this process of like realigning your priorities a bit.
Yeah, and also I think over the course of this show, you get to meet so many people and you get to understand that happiness is so different for everyone.
Yeah.
And you also, the things have to deep dive into people's minds. So I don't know whether this is therapy. I don't want to call it therapy.
I felt like I was entering like a therapy session when I entered your apartment. I was like, oh, okay.
No, it's not. But I love seeing people's minds in the same way that you love seeing people's minds. And it's a very like nice zone to be in.
Yeah, you kind of get a kick out of it. You feel like you've lived through someone else's lifetime almost when you have a real conversation with someone.
Yeah. You know, one thing that I've seen about your mind now.
What?
What do you think it is?
I don't know.
You're still a little. Okay, wait, hold on. First, you're Janhvi Kapoor. Okay, and the world's eyes are on you right now. But at the same time, parallelly, you're still this humble, nice, pavam, slightly underconfident.
Oh, severely underconfident.
Yeah, that's there. Like, why is it difficult for you to think that you're an attractive lady?
I don't know.
What's weird about it? Like, why don't you just embrace it?
Because I think that, and I've said this many times before, but I think that from a very young age, there have been versions of this nepotism debate that have made their way into my life. Which,
How old were you when you first started to figure this?
since school, since as long as I can remember, small remarks like, you know why you did well on that test is because your parents are famous and like the teacher's starstruck, or like, oh, you only like this person's only friends with you because like they think you're cool because you're famous. So everything in my life, someone has taunted me about saying it's not you they like, it's not you they value, it's your parents. So I think it kind of like diminishes or makes you question what you have to offer in this world.
Homie, as a complete outsider to your industry, it is partially true that that's how the
Yeah.
world works. People talk to you and are nice to you based on who you are and where you come from.
Yeah.
But did you realize that? Could you separate the reals from the not reals?
I think, see, I need to admit to myself that there is some amount of truth in what all of these people are saying. And I would rather be underconfident than be delusional to like all of this attention and everything I'm getting, and I'm on beer biceps and all only on my own merit. That's delusional. And I'd rather be underconfident about it than arrogant in what I have in life. So it's okay. Like I'll deal with some of those feeling like down and out kind of days, but I'd rather have that than be, because I think when you're arrogant about it, you get complacent in your art and you stagnate in your growth as a person. And that's what I would hate.
I strongly believe art is a little bit genetic, at least. I think there is a part of it that comes from your parents. And I say that because we've had some evolutionary psychologists on the show. We had some doctors who've been studying like DNA sequencing, all that. So what I've understood is that there's the nucleus. There's also something called a mitochondria inside the cell.
Yes, was that the cell wall?
No, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell,
Right.
which is the energy.
Okay.
Now, parallelly, there's something called paternal lineage and maternal lineage.
Okay.
I'm not too sure about what paternal lineage carries, but maternal lineage is the mitochondria. So every woman can trace back her mitochondria to her mom and her mom and her mom and her mom.
And this is like proven.
Yeah, it's like a real thing. So your energy levels, who you are, how you look at life and how you look at
Passed
action
down genetically.
from your mom's side. And even for guys, they get it from their mom's side. But the guy can't pass it on to his children. He passes on paternal lineage, which honestly I don't know much about at this stage, but I believe it's something to do with personality and characteristics. And I might be wrong. The maternal lineage part is to do with energy levels and the ability to be proactive. Okay, but I do feel both the father and the mother add up, and you come from like an artistic family. That's why internally you are driven about probably the world of cinema, probably the world of art, probably the world of films.
I guess so. I mean, that's one argument for nepotism then. It's a scientific one. Like, what do you do? It's in my mitochondria.
No, fair. But what's it like actually growing up in a film family? Like, you know, okay, what's the other side of this whole nepotism word? Like, what's the good aspect of it? What's the artistic aspect of it? Because I grew up in a family of doctors. I grew up in a family of gynecologists. I know everything about childbirth, dude. Like, I won't be able to give birth to a child, but I don't want to, but I know a lot about reproductive parts.
Like, involuntarily, you just know this information.
Everything. My dinner table conversations were,
It's like uteruses.
Yeah, uterus. And this one didn't get a period. And it's all in my
Wow.
mind.
How attractive for like dinner table talk.
It's so normal for me that it's just become a part of my life. It also made me understand that men's and women's bodies are very
So
different.
different.
Hmm.
And that makes obviously the energies are different, but it changes so much, I think. What this did to me as a child growing up, I loved it. I honestly, I was telling you before, I skipped a lot of school. So my education was primarily on like my dad's film sets or traveling with my mom. And formal education is very important. But the thing is that I learned traveling with them on a film set so much about things like respecting people's time, different cultures. And I think that emotional intelligence that comes with understanding the sensitivity of an artist in artistic environment is so priceless. And we at home are so consumed by our love for films and cinema and honest good work in that field that it's what drives us. I think, after losing mom, the only thing that's kept me going and my dad going, I think, apart from the love and support that we feel from our family, is our love for films. Honestly, I don't think I'd have the will to go through with it if I didn't love what I do so much. In a way that it's almost selfish. I love it so much, I can't. I like. It's almost keeping me alive, I think.
They say that degrees are going to matter lesser and lesser going forward. And there's this very big edtech startup in India called Unacademy. The founder of that, Gaurav Manjal, told me this, that they can, kind of predict through the data they have that degrees are mattering lesser and lesser for the sake of earning money through a job. Skills matter more. Real world experience
But
matters
how do you
more.
measure those skills? Because I would assume that was the point of having a degree, a measure of the skills. And so now what
The
would
stuff
that
you
be?
spoke about from your childhood, understanding human nature, respecting human beings, punctuality,
But how do you
professionalism.
prove that in like a job interview?
In a job interview, it's up to like the people who are taking the interview. And often, at least with our team, like when we're taking interviews, we've done so many now that we can ask questions which will catch people. But in the long term, you only prove yourself through your professional performance.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. If I came to you for a job interview, would I get the job on the basis of this conversation?
If you showed up, I wouldn't take the interview because then I'd keep like blushing in the middle of it.
That's cute.
No, I'm kidding. Okay, you want me to break you down professionally?
Yeah.
I've had actors on the show. I don't know you well enough yet. At the end of 2 hours, we'll answer this again.
Okay.
But at the get-go, I feel you have perspective. Just like your brother Arjun.
Yeah.
I've met him and he's someone who has a lot of perspective. If you get to know him.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know him, a lot of people don't know you. I don't know why that is. I think it's because like the interviews that you folks give, it's a very limited perspective that gets revealed.
Well, the questions are like, sometimes we get penalized for having, for not seeming interested or interesting in our answers. But the questions that are being asked are impersonal and generic also. And more often than not, asked with the intention of trying to get clickbait. So you already feel like defensive.
Can I get some clickbait?
I'm sure you're gonna get clickbait because like in exactly 7 minutes I'm gonna tie up my hair and like fold my legs and like speak rubbish because that's what always happens.
No, chill. I'm gonna protect you, JK.
Okay, good.
But what I do wanna ask you is you spoke about impersonal questions, so I'm gonna go like hyper personal now.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. What's your biggest insecurity?
For me, I think what if I am as little as people think of me, or I am as limited as they would imagine me to be. What if?
Do you believe that you aren't?
Yeah. But then I have my days where I'm like, but what if they're right? Like, what if I don't have much to offer?
Are you very aware of the criticism that your brand gets?
I was, but I think now I'm more aware of what I have to offer than I am of the criticism.
I'm not into films in general.
Okay.
I'm not into your world as much, but I do follow brands as a marketing person.
Okay.
Your brand is growing. So you're going in the right direction.
Oh, yay.
And that I'm a very amateur watcher in this whole thing.
Do you not like watching films?
I don't know, man. I do have ADHD, like as in I've been diagnosed with it, and it's a little difficult for me to watch a film unless it's like really like intriguing me.
That's so ironic though for someone with ADHD to like have so much tehrav in conversation. I've never. Did you work on these kind of interactions for you to like stay in it and with it so much?
I can only listen well for the sake of my art form because it's kind of like meditation. Are you getting what I'm saying? It's kind of like a fast from the rest of my life, which is outside of the camera. Like these folks who are my teammates, they know how insane it gets working with me because I switch from like one idea to another. But the meditation helps.
And this is meditative.
And I meditate a lot generally, like actual like dhyan meditation.
Yeah.
But and also I don't know, it's just I need a film to really me up and then I'll watch it.
You up in those many words? like Quentin Tarantino is probably your only go-to then.
Or I
like
mean,
Darren Aronofsky.
Yeah. Have you seen Get Out?
Yes. Oh God.
Yeah, like I need
watch oh no, what was that film? I think the director of Get Out only made it.
I know this Us.
Oh no, but then there was another one where like they're old people and they like fall off a cliff and she has a lot of flowers on her head.
Midsommar?
Yeah,
it was the director of Hereditary and I've not seen...
Hereditary, yes. Okay, watch both those films. They'll really f*** you up.
I've watched Hereditary. It stays with me till today.
Yeah. Okay.
Because, and you know what? I was discussing this with Sid Roy Kapoor and I think Ayan as well.
Yeah.
Generally, Indian films need a lot more horror and dark content because that's where the world of digital content is headed. As in, dark stuff all over the world is taking off to the degree where even we're like trying to pivot into like...
But why? Haven't we been through a dark enough phase?
People want escapism through what I told you right now, the ADHD thing. It's not just me. It's also an entire generation of folks younger than us. Like the actual Gen Zs born after 2000. They need really gripping shit to be able to watch something.
Is that genuine like clinically diagnosed ADHD or is it like social media induced ADHD?
I don't think it's clinically diagnosed, but what I have understood from a neuroscientist on the show, Dr. Sid Warrior, he said that reels, short content can strengthen your brain's tendency to have something similar to what clinically diagnosed ADHD is.
Another way to put that would also be weaken your capabilities of maintaining an attention span for longer than 30 seconds.
Yes, exactly. And that's why Euphoria as a show works. Because there's so much
happening and the camera movements like zap, zap, zap. Like you can't stay for a second. But I love that show.
Same. You know why you love the show? Because it's not completely real and there is a sense of escapism, which all of us crave.
But wouldn't you want to escape into something pleasant?
I would. I mean,
clearly not. You like Get Out and Us.
What do you like? What are your favorite movies?
Okay, let's play a game.
Sure.
I'll guess your favorite movies and you guess mine.
Based on Get Out and Hereditary.
Yeah.
Okay,
so I have clues now. We'll say top 5, okay?
Okay.
You want to go first or I'll go first?
No, you go first.
Get Out.
Yeah, that's one.
Hereditary.
You win here.
I want to say like an Avenger movie?
No. Maybe Doctor Strange the first part.
Oh, right, Doctor Strange.
Maybe. But
Can you give that to me? 3 movies.
3 more?
No. I've got Doctor Strange. Give me Doctor Strange.
Chalo, theek hai.
I said Avengers
because you're looking gorgeous today.
Okay, good.
If you weren't dressed so well, I wouldn't give it to you.
Okay, fine. I'll take it. So 2 more. Help karo na. Kuch aise hatke films.
Forrest Gump. Because I'm also human somewhere on the inside. I'm not a up guy that you're assuming I am. Hey, you like all this
gore and like murder. That's a very eclectic 5 films.
No, 4.
4 films. Yeah. So 1 more. I think you'd probably like something like... I feel like there's a romantic in you also.
How do you know that, JK?
I don't know.
There's a romantic in you for sure.
There's only a romantic in me.
There's not only a romantic.
There is.
I feel you're very capable of playing a female ghost on screen very intensely.
I have.
I know you have.
It didn't turn out too well for me though.
No, but you have this whole dark side that I can like sense a little bit. There's some dark stuff for sure.
one of my teachers in LA came up to me and he was like, "Do you have like daddy issues or something?" And I was like, "No, what?"
No, that's not what I meant by dark side. I just feel you're very open to twisted conversation, which I won't do on this show.
Yeah, I am very open to twisted conversation.
Yeah.
Fifth film. I want to say like, I feel like there needs to be a child in you also, right? To be this sensitive. Maybe like.
Have you watched Soul?
Yes.
That's probably number one on the list.
I was gonna say like Inside Out.
Inside Out's nice,
Mm.
but I'm very chill with my own brain. I'm
Okay.
not chill with my soul.
Oh wow, that's a statement. I feel like that's a bumper sticker, like a Tumblr quote that like these emo girls who just broke up with their boyfriend would put on like their BBM
That's
display
me.
picture.
That's me.
I'm at peace with my mind, not my soul.
Do you feel like that as well? I feel you feel like that. I feel like that's why you're feeling like some connect here also.
Yeah.
That this dude is kind of as f***ed up as I am. But
Yeah.
I get that. I'm saying that as a compliment. I'm not
Right, of
saying it.
course.
I'm not insulting you.
No, I don't feel insulted.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Trust me, like
Okay,
nothing
fine.
insults me anymore.
Nothing insults you.
Nothing. I'm like immune to insults.
Because of all the scrutiny?
Yeah.
Dude, what's it like being at the level of fame you're at?
Wait, but you haven't guessed my
Oh,
top.
shit.
Okay, let's take it down to 3.
Okay. No, I'll guess 10, dude, for you. Okay, romantic. 500 Days of Summer?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm,
Wait, I'll have to like look into your eyes. Don't get creeped out. When you were younger, you liked that very cliched Ryan Gosling film,
The Notebook.
Notebook, but not right now.
Yeah, not right now.
Because you disconnected from it. You applied it on one of your relationships and like disconnected
Didn't
from
work
it.
out.
Okay. Second, I'm gonna keep
He's
saying
good,
romance.
huh?
There's a lot of Hollywood, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. But a lot of films that you probably haven't seen.
Interstellar.
Also. Yeah.
Hmm.
I feel like Interstellar would have been in your top 5 also. Though.
Top 10?
Inception?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Inception. You like Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah. But I liked him a lot in Dallas Buyers Club,
Oh,
which
okay.
is like not a romantic film.
Okay, shit. Do you like that Brad Pitt film about that, coffee shop scene?
Meet Joe Black.
Meet Joe Black?
Yeah. But I mean, not the biggest fan of it.
Okay.
He was
Him-
cute though.
Darker shit, you said, right?
You said. I agreed.
Okay. And any Hindi films up there?
A lot actually, but you wouldn't have seen any of
No,
them.
I've seen old Hindi films, dude. Like I'm.
Yeah, so old only, like 1950s, 60s. but-
Oh shit! No.
Yeah.
No, I wish I'd seen old Hindi films. The only old Hindi films I've seen is what's the movie we saw? Like Amol Palekar, Choti Si Baat.
Choti Si Baat. No, I
Yeah.
haven't seen that, but
It's a
Amol
tripped
Palekar
out movie.
he's a great actor.
Yeah, the way they've edited it, you get to see how the editor. Anyway, that's a very YouTuber's trip because
Oh.
our life is all about editing. We're talking about you again. Romantic, right? A lot of these like 2000s rom-com vibes. Do you like 10 Things I Hate About You?
I can live without seeing it.
I give up, dude. You're like a box of mystery. And I also sense like your guard is up a little bit now. But I definitely see The Shining. No,
It's a good film, not my favorite.
not your favorite. Dark.
I like that you're
you'll
not
be-
being able to figure this out.
Yeah, because now your guard is up. It wasn't till like the first one. You're a Black Mirror girl for sure, though. No, I give up, dude.
It's too pessimistic,
Let's
Black
get out of this
Mirror.
podcast. No, I'm not getting out. Now, dude, you're being like extra.
No, but like, I'll be honest. Titanic, for
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
Titanic. And then like a bunch of these old Hindi films like Pyasa, Kagaz Ke Phool, Guide, I love.
When you watch a film from another decade, it's a representation of how life and perceptions were in that decade. dude.
Right. I just love that feeling of nostalgia, I think. So I
Mm.
prefer older films.
Mm.
A lot of these old English films.
You just said right now, what did you just say about this place?
It's really tripped out.
Why do you think it's really tripped out?
Well, firstly, it was because every time he wanted you to cut, you just picked up on it, and then I realized they were doing some sign language thing. but I feel like everyone's energy just changed the minute we walked into your house. That
When
was-
we were scouting for houses,
Yeah.
we saw like 30 houses on this one particular day. But this house was the first one that we saw. And there was some strange ass energy in this house where you just walk into a space and you realize that there's something really positive here that's looking at me. Okay? So hear me out. Do you believe in ghosts?
Yeah.
Okay. When we moved in here in January, my business head, Nachiket, he used to sleep in the room that I'm in right now. He stayed there for like a week before I stayed.
I'm getting scared.
And he said that he would wake up feeling like someone's looking at him but not trying to harm him.
What the hell, dude?
Okay. When I moved in here, I felt the same thing for a week. But the thing is, I have had a lot of occult experiences in life.
What are you saying?
And my take on it is Casper the Friendly Ghost.
But
Have you
are
seen
they
that?
all friendly?
No, it's mixed.
So
But-
the not friendly ones do what?
Have you heard of poltergeists and pishach and things like
What is
that?
that? That sounds bad.
So they say that, what we know ghosts as, it's a very general term. And actually, there's different kinds of these occult entities. When a person dies, depending on the person's personality and the way they've died, their nature as a ghost also changes. So if they've died in a lot of anger, like if they feel they were killed before it was their time, they live with a lot of anger and aggression when they're a ghost, and they're constantly trying to reach out. Have you seen that Tom Hanks, Bruce Willis movie? Where he's
Sixth Sense.
The Sixth Sense. That is a real thing, according to some of the psychics that I've spoken about, and according to the paranormal investigators that we've had on the show. We've had a bunch, which is why you see that skull. I said that this wall represents like a lot of the vibes of the show. But my point is about this house. I felt like there was something in this house
That was a friendly.
which was friendly, and it went away when we were here. The thing is, if you do deep meditations, they say you push out all the pre-existent energies, but pre-existent energies leave traces of themselves because it was their house before. So the calming you feel is a mix of the meditation we put in. We do a lot of meditations in this house, along with something that was here that was just a positive energy. The thing is, we're taught to believe ghosts are all bad because of culture, but that's not only half are bad.
Oh, that's comforting. No, but I do believe that every person has their energy, and so many people have asked me if I believed in ghosts or not, but I think that it's impossible when you're dead and gone that you don't leave like traces of your energy behind. Of course you do. So
Have you ever had any occult experiences?
no.
No ghost hauntings?
No.
Would you like to hear one of mine?
No.
Okay.
I'm getting scared.
Now it's not a charming conversation, right, JK? Till now it's nice and chill.
It got a little dark.
It got
It got a
dark.
little get out.
Yeah.
But
Get out. It got a little get out.
no, you can tell me. I was kidding. I think I'll be
You
good.
really want to know?
Yeah.
You really want to know?
I don't know. Stop asking me so many times.
I've had very intense sleep paralysis. I've actually made a whole episode about it, so I'm not going to elaborate on it. But basically, when I was a kid in my old house, in my parents' house, I always felt like at night there was someone looking at me. And I didn't sleep alone till I was 21 years old. Because of that feeling that something's always looking at me.
That's intense.
Yeah. The thing is, when I was 11, I had this very intense sleep paralysis experience when I was sleeping next to my mum.
Okay.
And I felt like there was this lady who was sitting on top of me and staring me down with like one eye and half her head was
Oh my
covered. and it was like pale skin. I couldn't say a word. I didn't know what to do. And I remember telling my mom about this a few years prior to this incident happening. And she didn't believe me.
Wait, prior to the incident,
I told her that I felt that there's something in the house. And my mom, to like kind of shut me up, she said that, yeah, if it happens, say this mantra. So in that moment, I remembered that, oh, my mom had taught me this mantra. And I started saying it. And I felt like the experience faded away. Now, this is not the creepy part.
Stop.
Okay? The creepy thing is that a couple of years later, when I was about 12, 13, I was watching this show about alien abduction on Nat Geo. And you know how they recreate scenes? How they do
Yeah.
enactments?
Yeah.
They recreated exactly what I saw. Like the same lady,
Oh my
which I saw 2 years prior, with like half
God, I'm
the
getting
face covered and like one eye staring down. And I was looking at it. I was alone in my living room. I ran out of the living room. I went to my mom as a 13-year-old and I cried and I said that I saw that in our house. What the f*** is happening? And my mom kind of believed me in that moment because you know how your mom senses what you're truly feeling. She got afraid as well. And this is also not the most creepy part. A long time after that, by then Beer Biceps had started.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like recently then?
Not recently, about like 4 years ago.
Okay.
I'd really gotten into meditation. And Beer Biceps was a 2-person team then. So my first teammate on it, we would always begin our day with meditation in our it was a garage attached to my building. Okay. Startup, like starting out vibe. And all that. So we'd begin with a lot of positivity. This one time we had a night shoot, just me and him, and we decided to meditate at like 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. Okay. And while we were meditating, we both felt like there was something strong and intense in the room with us. Now, the thing is, I've been told by the people who've taught me deeper meditations that when you meditate, these negative energies get pushed out of spaces. So we kind of stopped the meditation. He looked at me. He's like, do you feel that? I said, yeah, but let's go on. So we kept meditating. And the thing is, when you meditate with someone, you're very in sync with them, especially if you know them well and you meditate with them regularly. So we both kind of felt like we meditated intensely enough to push it out. Okay. This was creepy enough for me to call another friend of mine who I believe strongly is psychic.
Okay.
And he came there the moment he entered the space. He went up to the room, which is exactly under my mom's room where that incident had happened when I was 11 years old. And he's like, this entire part of the building used to be intensely haunted, right? And I didn't say anything. So,
oh my God, I'm literally getting goosebumps.
So I said, yeah, I've had some experiences when I was a kid. So he said that it's something from before the building was even built here. And probably the meditation has pushed it off, but traces of it are still there. So he gave me some things to do, some particular kind of chants. And I mean, like a very soft, have you seen The Exorcist where they have some version of that? And I've not really had an incident happen to myself or my teammates also not experienced it. But some of the other teammates have. Like as in when I talk to some of my junior teammates who've just joined, some of them are not from Bombay. So they end up staying in that particular office. And they've seen a woman running around at night.
Running around?
Yeah, I'm not making this up.
What does she want?
Probably has some pain about something unfulfilled. I don't know.
Oh no.
So I feel like empaths, by the way, are also healers. We have healing energies. And when you're going through that level of angst, sometimes you attract things that need to be healed. Even in the other realm.
I only attract things that need to be healed. I'm sick of it.
Are you talking about your love life, JK?
Yes, I am. I don't want to attract. If you want healing, get out. Don't.
Are you single right now?
Yes.
Are you happy being single?
I am happy. I mean, I'm lonely at times.
How is someone like you lonely? Like my point, what I mean by that is, how have people not approached you with the intention of asking you out?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. I also think that a lot of the people in our generation, and correct me if I'm wrong if you think this is like a circle thing again, I think that intimacy has become so accessible that people, it's very convenient to get it whenever they want it, and that also makes people too scared to commit to it. Do you know what I mean? Like they're too intimidated by intimacy, and they also have access to it at their convenience, which keeps them away from ever forming a real equation with anyone. Did that make sense?
Yeah, you said something very deep. And I hope that if guys are hearing this out here, simping over Janhvi, go approach her with some long-term intentions. What would you like to say to your future boyfriend if he's watching this?
My future boyfriend? Just like be nice to me and make me laugh because because I mean, I think I'll be good to you. I'll be there for you. I'll make you laugh. You'll have a lot of fun with me, and yeah, I can be cute. A little psycho, but also cute.
A little psycho?
Yeah.
I want to know this.
What do you mean?
What, like?
Can't you tell?
Not really, dude. You're very pavam. So
I am pavam, na?
Yeah.
But see, you said I give off a very like...
It's twisted.
Boss
still pavam.
Girl energy, but...
You're boss, you're twisted. There's like 9 personalities in you.
Yeah.
What's the word for it? Your sun sign? Your star sign?
I'm a Piscean.
You're a Piscean?
Do I seem like a Piscean?
I don't know anything about Pisceans, dude.
What are you?
I'm a Gemini.
You seem exactly like a Gemini.
What does that even mean?
So I know two Geminis very closely. Akshat, my best friend, is a Gemini, and have you met him ever?
Akshat what?
Rajan.
No. I think I know his sister Anushka Rajan.
Yes, but you guys should meet because I think you guys would get along amazingly.
Okay.
Him, and Karan's a Gemini. And so is Sonam Didi.
Karan Johar. Okay.
And so is my makeup artist, Riviera, and a very close friend of mine. So I know them, and they're all purists, I think.
What does that mean?
I think they're always constantly in search for the truth. And I think that anything that has any amount of pretense puts them off.
It doesn't put you off?
It puts me off, like it should put everyone off. But I think that everyone has a capacity to indulge in a certain amount of bullshit. I do too. But I think Geminis have the least amount of capacity to deal with bullshit.
As a 29-year-old, I'm very aware of the fact that I don't want any new friends in life. I mean, and the podcast suffices for my social needs, meeting new people, etc.
Yeah.
But I just want to be near my team, the people I trust, and the people I knew before.
Yeah.
Because as an artist, you got to protect your energy.
You do have to protect your energy. And also, I think Gemini strive for clarity a lot in a lot of things, I think. And also, they have two sides to themselves. I really wonder what your other side is.
I think you've seen both.
Have I?
You've not?
I don't know.
Like the monk side with the eyebrows shaved.
And then the psycho side. I've seen two sides. I'll tell you when. We were having like this amazing Zen conversation on the terrace, and the entire energy was like very, very like we were speaking to each other like this. And I was like, wow, I might leave this building a changed person and all those things. But then there's a side of you that understands things like brands and understands things like the energy you need to put out to engage other people, because the minute you clapped your hands and said action, it's like a public service version of you.
This room is an operation theater of like the mind and heart. So
that's a good way to put it.
I was giving you some anesthesia outside.
That makes sense. I felt a little loopy.
While we speak about different sides to it, I have understood your life, Ananya's life, just people, at least people who've been on the show and who have been in touch with. You guys live a very difficult existence, constantly being scrutinized and all that. The one reason I see a lot of people on the fringes of the industry not wanting to act is because they don't want to enter that zone of competition. And I can't imagine what it's like for you guys. How does it feel like when you do well and suddenly there's like all these people behind you saying, how did she get that movie? How did she get that opportunity? And I hope she fails. How does it feel? And I'm not just talking about people who've not been successful. I'm talking about people who've already seen success and then are hoping for you not to do well. And there's always going to be an element of that. I don't mean to make you uncomfortable. Smile a little bit. Have fun.
I don't want to believe that there are people who
wish bad.
I read a quote the other day. The world is in your eyes, so look at it the way that you would want to see it.
Okay. What have you gained from your dad?
My dad?
As a dad.
I think my dad's a hustler. I think the things that my dad has gone through and been through and seen through, I don't know if anyone else has, but he's so strong. Nothing gets him down. Other than like too much salt in his food. Nothing can bring that man down.
What's special about those brothers? Your uncle, your dad, your family in general? What's gone right in their upbringing that they found this level of success that your generation's carrying forward?
I think they're huge believers in hard work. Huge. And also, I think that they approach everything, and I'm saying purity again, but I mean it, with the purity of intent. I think they're not so outcome driven as much as they are
process driven,
which I think is a great way of looking at life. And also, they put a lot of, or at least my dad, because I know him the most out of the brothers. Um, he values honesty a lot, honesty in work, honesty in dealing with people, and honesty of intent. And also they grew up in Chembur,
That was going to be my next question.
with the other Kapoor family, and they were the more affluent Kapoor family. And so I remember dad telling me stories about how they were made fun of because they had like shoes with holes in them. They were, always the less affluent Kapoor, so to speak. And I think that made him feel the need to hustle more, or like value. He is first generation
Wealth.
It's not like he's come from poverty, but I think you know what I mean.
Yeah. First generation mainstream success.
I guess so. Yeah.
Even Anil Kapoor had begun, I think, in the South, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
His first few films were in the South, and he worked his way up.
Yeah. And I think so. The one thing that they have going for each other is that honesty, like they're real with each other, and they'll pull each other's legs, and they'll have their misunderstandings, but they show up for each other. All three of them.
It's Punjabi brotherhood I play.
Yeah, dude, I love it.
Do you feel Punjabi?
I feel South Indian.
Feel South Indian?
More than Punjabi, for sure.
What have you gained from your mum? The mitochondria.
The mitochondria, the energy, I think the... I don't know. This question always makes me wonder, because I think if she was around, I would have been able to answer it a lot more freely. But now that she's not, I keep thinking people might think it's arrogant of myself to draw parallels between me and my mom.
I don't think it's arrogant. It's your mom.
It's my mom, right? But like, people will never perceive it like that, because to them, she's Sridevi Kapoor, but to me, she's my mom. And the way that I walk across the corridor in the morning, apparently I walk like her. Apparently when I eat food and the sounds I make are exactly like her. Apparently my voice is very similar to hers. Apparently I cry like her. I'm needy like her, I think. I'm a little switch on and switch off in front of the camera like her,
Artsy.
I've been told. Yeah.
Art?
I think I'm sensitive like her.
Can I say another cliched thing to you?
Yeah.
Your eyes have the same endearing energy that her eyes have.
That's sweet.
And I say that from the limited films I've seen of your mum, but I've seen Mr. India. And I know
I love that. Oh, you've seen Mr. India?
I mean,
love Mr. India.
I'm Indian, dude. But
I don't know. You can say Get Out and Hereditary, so I was like, okay.
But you know, all I remember about her in Mr. India is this scene with where she takes over a room of kids. And I barely even remember the story of it, but I remember anecdotes from the film.
Yeah.
I remember her clearly and the energy she set in the room with kids.
Yeah.
And as a kid watching that, as a 4-year-old watching it, you're gripped by this endearing woman's energy.
Yeah.
And you have something similar for sure. But that I'm saying after meeting you.
Yeah.
But would you agree when I say that? There's like some endearing energy. Like it's probably that empath stuff.
You want me to call myself endearing?
Yeah.
I
Why
think I'm
not?
the most endearing, charming person you're ever gonna meet.
I think you're very endearing for people who understand what that means. They'll see it. For people who possibly don't understand what that means, they'll call you mysterious and charming, or brooding or something like that.
Brooding.
But there's a lot of observation in your eyes. There's a lot of retention in your eyes, and there's like a lot of art. That's what I'll say.
I like that. I'm happy with that.
You know what? If you're comfortable speaking about your mom, what would you like the world to know about her that they didn't know until now?
I don't think anyone knows my mom at all. I think what I would... And there's so much love out there for her that I wouldn't even say anything that would inspire those emotions in people, because I think that's already there. But what I would want people to know is that I think what she stood for in life was dignity and innocence, because she was such, in my head, a beacon of someone who, after spending so many years in the industry, was still a child, was still so naive at the ways of the world and innocent and sheltered. And I think that's what made her art so uncorrupted and made her so uncorrupted as a person. And I think that through that, what I would like to say is maybe it might inspire all of y'all to look for the best in people as opposed to being skeptical or pessimistic, because well, then if everyone expects the best in everyone else, then maybe that's what the world will become.
I appreciate you opening up like this on the show. We have reached near the end, but I do want to say that what I sense, especially after meeting you, it's never about the work you do in the world, the money you earn, the numbers you gain. It's about who you are as a person. And I'm sure both your parents are very proud of like the person that you are.
I hope so.
Yeah. There's a lot of genuinity in you, JK. We're all rooting for you in this room.
Thank you.
Talk about your latest film.
Good Luck, Jerry. It's streaming on Disney Plus Hotstar. It's about a girl who seems very innocent and naive, but she ghumaus everyone.
Has a dark side.
Has a dark side.
Seems like someone I know, dude.
Right? That's how I was like, I need to do this.
Someone I met recently. Can't stop thinking about it. Go on.
And through the course of the film, she realizes that she doesn't need to be apologetic or hide behind this facade of innocence. Even though it is who she is also so much more than that. And everyone in life is more than what you anticipate them to be. And apart from that, it's a lot of fun and there are a lot of like jokes and it's a mad ride. So please do watch it and watch it with an open mind.
What's the downside of being this gorgeous? What's the downside of it?
I don't know.
Tell me about your life. Like, what sucks about your life?
What sucks about my life? Nothing sucks about my life. I think spending time away from my family sucks. When
being lonely?
Being lonely.
You think because you're gorgeous, you're also lonely?
No, I don't think it has anything to do with what I look like. I think.
I wasn't talking about the way you look. I'm talking about you.
Oh.
Like everything.
Oh. I don't know. I think being lonely is more a consequence of my past experiences than who I am right now.
Are you just guarding yourself?
I think so.
Are you guarding your energy?
I think so.
You want to keep that artist growing?
Yeah, I've wasted too much of my energy on people that didn't deserve it, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope and pray that the universe kind of manifests this man out of starlight.
Just let them manifest movies for me for now. The man can wait. I don't want a man. I want like more films, more experiences, more growth and more love from the audience.
Janhvi Kapoor, I want to see you doing dark, twisted shit. I want to see Bollywood generally doing a lot of dark twisted shit and having Janhvi in it.
Watch Good Luck, Jerry. I feel like you like it.
I will.
I get a little twisted.
Cool.
In it, yeah.
I will watch it like right after this shoot.
Okay, cool.
I hope you had fun. How was it?
I did.
Did it feel like any form of therapy?
It did feel like therapy. It felt like finally I could be myself and maybe people will see who I am.
I hope you had fun.
I did so much. Thank you.
Okay, now get out of my house.
Okay. Get out of being like...
No, I don't mean that. You're welcome to sit and have dal bati with us.
Oh yeah. Why did you point at the TV when you said dal bati? I was like expecting someone to enter with like a tray.
No, the kitchen has dal bati in it.
That makes sense. I thought like again he's having some paranoia. Some lady is running with like dal bati churma. I was like, what is he seeing now?
Tonight is going to be about Good Luck, Jerry. It's going to be about dal batis. And it's about letting go of the gorgeousness of Janhvi Kapoor.
Aww.
Thank you for being in our studio. Thank you for coming home.
Thank you so much. Bye, guys.
See you. That was the episode for today. One of the most real Bollywood conversations I've had. And that's what I told Janhvi after the shoot as well. Not everyone's ready to open up on public forums like this. Not everyone's even ready to come home and shoot with us. But this is where the magic happens because we get to do this show, this art form in our own environment, where there's jokes, where there's genuinity, and where there's also deep conversation. TRS is just getting started. Remember, follow TRS on Spotify. Every episode's available on Spotify 48 hours before it's available anywhere else in the world. And Janhvi Kapoor, what do I even say to you? Is it okay? Am I allowed to like crush on you? I don't know. At least I hope that you're going to return on the Ranveer show probably the next time on TRS Hindi. By the way, listeners, I hope you're checking out TRS Hindi as well. We've got a parallel Hindi podcast that's just as good, that's just as emotional, if not even more emotional. Follow TRS in English, in Hindi, because we are just getting started.